Hey guys, welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona and I'm glad you decided to tune in. What's up everyone? In today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about how to practice self-compassion. And I will share with you 5 mindfulness self-compassion exercises and a free download that you can use daily to reframe your negative thoughts into more compassionate ones. Now, before we get into the actual exercises, I want to quickly explain what self-compassion is and why it's so important to be more loving and kind towards yourself. Self-compassion is about accepting who you are right here, right now, without needing to change the way you feel or the state that you're in. You completely let go of any judgment and soothe yourself in a way that you would do with a little child. Some psychologists use the term reparenting to describe the process of taking care of the inner child and rewriting painful memories. I've worked with several clients on developing a healthy relationship with their past and having better skills when it comes to self-soothing. If you want me to make a separate episode on reparenting specifically, leave me a comment down below. Now, let's get into my first tip on how to practice self-compassion. Practice objective observation. You're probably familiar with mindfulness, which is all about observing your surroundings non-judgmentally and being present in the here and now. In this podcast episode, we'll specifically focus on practicing objective observation when it comes to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. You may have heard me talk about one of my favorite tools before, the Automatic Thought Record tool. But in case you're not familiar with it, here is a brief description. It helps you track your so-called negative thoughts, write down the intensity of your feelings from 1 to 10, and what behaviors you engage in as a result of that. Why is this tool so helpful when it comes to practicing self-compassion? The entire idea of using the Automatic Thought Record tool is to become better at observing your thoughts objectively without getting too caught up in your own storylines and substituting the unhelpful, unhealthy ones with more loving and compassionate alternatives. Here's a quick example. Let's say you had a bad day at work and you're having a lot of self-loathing thoughts such as, I can't get anything right. I'm such a failure. My boss hates me. As a result of these negative thoughts, you're feeling probably ashamed, guilty, sad, frustrated, maybe even angry. And what do? You turn to one of your coping mechanisms, such as binge eating junk food or watching TV to escape the pain. By using the Automatic Thought Record tool, you can instead turn to a more helpful approach and reframe these negative thoughts by practicing self-compassion. You can do some fact-checking and see reality for what it truly is, in a more objective, non-judgmental, and detached way. As a result, you can write down more loving, self-compassionate alternative thoughts, such as, there are a lot of things I'm good at. I'm doing the best that I can at work, and that is enough. I am not my job. I'm already enough. My boss doesn't hate me. They have their own personal issues going on. If you want to download a free copy of the Automatic Thought Record tool, just click the first link in the description box below or visit bit.ly/thoughtrecordtool. My second tip is to appreciate every feeling and allow it to come to the surface. One of the best ways to practice self-compassion is to be okay with wherever you are in life and whatever's going on in the moment. Let's say you just got into a fight with your significant other. Now you feel sad and lonely, but you're masking it by punishing them using the silent treatment. Instead of addressing your feelings, you're running away from them by trying to focus on the other person and escape all responsibility for your actions. What you can do instead is go to the other room and spend some time with yourself. Try to figure out what's going on inside. Ask yourself some introspective questions, such as, how do I feel right now? What is the most important, prominent sensation in my body? Can I locate it? What triggered me to get angry or sad in the first place? Has this happened before when I was a child? And what happened back then? If you're not sure how to tap into your feelings because you feel numb or you're afraid of their intensity, check out episode 108 on how to stop feeling empty, where I guide you exactly how to do that. Now, let's go back to appreciating every feeling and allowing it to come to the surface. When you let yourself cry, get angry, or feel scared, you're showing self-respect. You're not abandoning yourself. You're there, present with the pain. And that is one of the most effective ways to build a stronger relationship with yourself and practice self-compassion. My next tip is to write down 3 things you like about yourself. This may be difficult, especially if you've struggled with low self-esteem in the past, but I think writing down 3 things is completely manageable. They don't have to be these big, heavy statements or necessarily related to your physical appearance. You can simply write something like, I like the way I make pancakes. I like my laughter. I like the way I draw. If you write down 3 different things you like about yourself every day for at least a month, you're going to rewire your brain to look for more positive aspects of yourself instead of negative ones. Your inner critic is a sneaky monster that's telling you things that are simply not true. So if you want to learn how to let go of it for good, check out my YouTube video on overcoming bad inner voices. I will leave a link below. Tip number 4 is to ask yourself, how would I treat a friend in this situation? This is a very powerful way to detach yourself from whatever it is that you're experiencing and have a more objective look at the situation so that you can show more love and compassion towards yourself. Think of a friend that you love and is truly important to you. If they were in this situation, what would you say to them? What advice would you give them? Would you judge them or accept them exactly as they are? The idea is to become a better friend to yourself and in time, show some kindness and compassion to yourself. It's easy to help someone we love. It's much more difficult to care for ourselves, which is why my 5th tip is so important. And that is to ask yourself every single day, at least every few hours, the following question. How can I take better care of myself right now? The purpose of this question is to bring you back to reality, focus on yourself, and make a conscious effort to pay attention to your needs, which is one of the most important aspects of self-compassion. To help you with that, I've decided to categorize self-care into 4 categories, so it's easier to know what to focus on. The first category is physical self-care. Examples of physical self-care can be taking a walk, drinking more water, getting a massage, taking a bath, eating something healthy and delicious, doing your skincare routine, dancing, or sleeping. The second category is emotional self-care. Here are some examples of emotional self-care. Allowing yourself to express your feelings, learning how to say no, which by the way I've also done a video on, listening to music, watching a funny movie, writing down things you're grateful for. The third category is spiritual self-care. Here are some examples of spiritual self-care. Meditate for at least 10 minutes per day. Practice loving kindness exercise, which is all about wishing someone else happiness and sending them love in your mind. Do a body scan and donate money to a charity. And the last category is social self-care. Examples of social self-care can be asking for help, helping someone else, hanging out with your family or friends, joining a support group, spending time with people who lift you up, and cutting out toxic people from your life. Now let me know in the comments below which one of these tips resonated with you the most. As always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I love you guys and I'll talk to you in the next one.